Hello Dave is ad-free thanks to all you guys supporting the channel on Patreon. All income from donations and Patreon are used directly to upgrade cameras, light, microphones, software, things that allow me to produce more and better looking videos for you guys. All Patreons also get a discount at the merch store, and you have the option to get your name listed at the end of every video. So become a Patreon by following the link in the video description. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hello Dave with Down to Earth Astronomy. It is Monday, and that of course means it's time to have a look at what's been going on in Elite and on the channel. First of all, of course, in the past week we had the fleet carriers finally being launched both on PC and on console on the live server. This has meant a lot of commanders has gotten in and began to play around with their new toys. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. It's currently estimated that around 10,000 commanders have been buying a fleet carrier, so there is a lot of them, and flying around the bubble definitely confirms that there is a lot of them. If you go to any common travel point, whether that being James' crash site, Dav's Hope, any of the engineers, any place that commanders frequently visit, well, you will definitely see a lot of fleet carriers parked around those areas. Now, I do expect that the number of fleet carriers is going to slowly reduce over probably the coming weeks. Right now, Elite is seeing its all-time peak in concurrent players, and this has also caused some issues. Obviously, on patch day, when the fleet carriers came out, there was a lot of issues with the servers. In the following days, there has also been very short outage on some of the servers. At least I've experienced a few crashes due to connectivity. But again, as the hype slowly dies out from the fleet carriers, I'm going to expect that there's going to be some people who is maybe going to sell the fleet carrier again if they didn't want it anyway, or figure out it's not for them. I don't know. So I'm expecting the number of fleet carriers to actually go down from now until it reach some kind of stable level. And where that's going to be, I don't know. But I'm probably going to expect we're going to slowly see things begin to be removed, at least in about 10 weeks time, when people begin to reach the decommissioning threshold because they haven't paid their upkeep. Before this little next segment here, I just want to give you a quick spoiler warning. I will be mentioning some information regarding Raxler and the Dark Wheel, so if you don't want spoilers regarding that, then go down to the timeline and click to the next chapter so you don't get any spoilers. The introduction of fleet carriers have also given us some rather interesting information regarding Raxler, more specifically the Dark Wheel. You see, there are many permalock systems around the bubble, and many of them, we don't even know what they contain. You see, with many systems, you can, if you're docked, and I believe your systems within it's like 20 light years or something like that, you can buy cartography data for it, and you can then see what the system contains without actually visiting the system. However, this does not work with permalock systems, unless you're docked at a fleet carrier. So what people have been able to do was to jump a fleet carrier in close proximity to a permalock system and then buy cartography data for the system and thereby see which planet, moons and stations are in the system. Cross-referencing that with some of the information in the codex, where it is stated that the Dark Wheel has a hidden station orbiting the 8th moon of a gas giant, we can begin to look for a system that matches these criteria, and indeed a system was located. So while no station was clearly visible on the system map, it did show that the system had an economy and a population, meaning that there must be some kind of station somewhere more people must live in that system since they are there. This just begs the question, how do you then get access to the system? Well, we don't know yet. Now, this is obviously a bug. It's not intended to be this way, and I'm actually not 100% sure whether this has already been fixed. I haven't been keeping up with it in the last couple of days to see how it's developed in-game. But I do think it would be kind of a shame if the greatest mystery of Elite Dangerous would be solved through a bug. Now, with fleet carriers was also introduced the new material tritium used to fuel the fleet carriers. With this, all hotspots in the game has now been re-rolled. The size and location of the hotspots are still the same, but the material content of the hotspot has now been changed, meaning some places like Boran is no longer a triple low triple diamond hotspot. This started a mad search for a new mining hotspot, and multiple has been found. Most of these are located a significant distance from the bubble, meaning that suddenly travel time is something you really have to take into consideration when you're mining. Of course, if you have a fleet carrier and you can find a parking spot, you can try to park a fleet carrier in the vicinity of these hotspots and just use that as a storage until you feel like you're ready to jump back into the bubble to sell all your low temperature diamonds. However, for people who do not own a fleet carrier, this does pose a bit of a problem. You see, there is a limitation in place where fleet carriers can only offer 10 times the galactic average for any material they want to buy or sell. With low temperature diamonds having a galactic average of 57,000 credits, that means it's simply just not possible for fleet carriers to offer any more than 750,000 credits for low temperature diamonds. This is about half the price that we are seeing in the bubble, and that means if you want to have some decent prices for your materials, you have to ferry them all the way back into the bubble if you do not have a fleet carrier to sell them to. I really hope this is something Frontier will fix, because I would really like to see if we could up that 1000% or 10 times to, let's say, 20 times or 30 times, maybe even 50 times would be nice, so that the fleet carriers so that the market is limiting the price and not some random hard cap on the maximum number of price you can put in place for materials. It would, at least would be really nice if the fleet carriers could begin to compete on these prices, because that would mean you could actually make a profitable business out of parking a fleet carrier out there, offering to buy low temperature diamonds from miners and then fly them back into the bubble, where you could once again put them up for sale right next to the station where they could be sold. I would like to see that increase, and I hope it's something Frontier will do down the line. There's also been another fun thing with the search for triple hotspots, and I think it's quite funny. It's whenever somebody finds a hotspot, they claim at least that they have found a hotspot. I've seen many people say, "Oh, I found a triple in the bubble," and "Oh, I found a quadruple hotspot." 90% of those are most likely just people trolling and posting for attention. There are also people who say, "Oh, but if I find one, I'm not gonna post it." And I think that's quite funny, because it clearly shows that people don't understand the mechanics of hotspots at all, if they are planning to keep it privately. First of all, if they're gonna go core hunting, well, sorry, but you're doing it wrong, because it's not the most effective way to mine, and overlapping hotspots does not affect core hunting. So there's really no point in going for an overlapping hotspot, since you will get the exact same result as going into a single hotspot. Now, if you're doing any other types of mining, laser, subsurface mining, more of that, by the way, in upcoming videos, they are affected by overlaps. However, they are not being depleted by the number of players, meaning it's not like you're gonna get less materials or poorer quality rocks because there are thousands of people, whether if there was just one person mining that ring. While that is true for core hunting, it is not true for any other material. When I see people saying, "I'm gonna keep this as my private spot," it just shows that people don't understand the mechanics of hotspots. And I think that's quite funny. But if people wanna sit and be the king of their own little private hotspot, then do be my guest. It will get discovered, it will be published anyway at some point. Now, over on Twitch, there was a show last week, I think it was called the PC Game Show, where they showed news and updates from various games, not just Elite, but a whole host of different games. Pierre Jackson from Frontier, who's a game director there, did do an interview during the game show where they talked about the Oddysey update. Now, there wasn't anything new or groundbreaking information that we didn't already assume, but there is some confirmations where some of the things that we assumed to be true was actually confirmed. One of them being that he said there will be a refresh of the visuals on all planets. We definitely saw in the trailer that the graphics looked amazing, but we just got a confirmation that they have done a upgrade of the visual, and this upgrade will not only be coming to the new planets, but will also affect existing planets in the game. So even if you don't care for space lakes at all, if it's not your thing, you don't really bother with it, at the very least at the start of next year you are going to get a nice graphic upgrade for Elite Dangerous. So if you like to go explore and look at planets, well, they should now look a lot prettier. He did also clarify a few things regarding the types of planets and atmosphere. I mean, while this was pretty much assumed from the teaser trailer or the announcement trailer, it's now first time, I believe, at least as far as I know, that we've actually seen it come directly from Frontier, where they say, yes, there will be new types of planets, not gonna add new types, but we will have access to new types of planets I'm guessing it's probably going to be barren atmospheric planets, because he did also mention that, yes, atmospheric flight is going to be a thing in the Oddysey update. While there's nothing here that was immediately groundbreaking news for us, it was some nice confirmations to get that some of those assumptions that we made was in fact true. And this just leads me on to the last topic, which is the live stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a special live stream. It's going to be another open live stream. Now, many of you will probably have heard of the DSSA, the Deep Space Support Array, which is going to be a number of fleet carriers scattered across the whole galaxy. That is going to be a support array for explorers. Places explorers can dock up, get repaired, refueled, sell their cartography data before they move on into the black. This is somewhat organized, but many of them are independent commanders just taking their fleet carrier out and parking it in a specific location. And we actually have a guy from the channel's community who is bringing out a fleet carrier to be part of the Deep Space Support Array. And we're going to help him out by getting his carrier fueled up. He will need a lot of fuel to get that flying pretty much halfway across the galaxy. So therefore I'll be hosting a mining event tomorrow. And this is an open event where you are all welcome to join. Both PC, Xbox, and PlayStation are all welcome to join, and it's going to be available on all platforms. And the way it will work is from our faction's home system, LP. There's more information on Discord. There's a link below, and I highly recommend you go over there, since there are flight plans and everything on how to join, what you need to do. But the plan is, my fleet carrier will be parked in Terra X AstroCorp's home system, LP, prior to the live stream, an hour before stream start. That will be tomorrow at 6 o'clock in-game time. That's 6 p.m. in-game time. The fleet carrier will leave from there, and it will be flying to the spot we're going to mine. It's about 1,000 light years away from the bubble, so there's a bit of travel. I didn't want to ask people to fly all the way out there, so that's why I'm offering a shuttle service out there just prior to the live stream. We're then going to jump out there, and we're going to arrive at about the time when the live stream starts. We're then going to head out to a triple tritium hotspot with a pretty good overlap, where we're going to be mining tritium for about 2 hours, and then we'll be selling it for pretty much minimum price to the fleet carrier going out for DSSA. So don't expect to make a huge amount of credit, but if you want to support the DSSA, then this is your chance. Once we're done, hopefully we manage to fill up the carrier, or at the very least it should be mostly filled up. Then we are going to I'm going to close down the live stream. And about 15 minutes after the live stream has ended, both my carrier and the carrier going out for DSSA is going to make its way back towards the bubble. And that means if you want to make it back to the bubble after the live stream, you just dock up at one of the carriers, and it will then take you back to the system where we started, where we'll be parked for about 24 hours. So you can go ahead and get off the ship back in the bubble. But I hope I will see a lot of you out there tomorrow, both in space, but also watching on YouTube. Again, if you're interested in joining the event, there is a link for Discord in the description below the video. Go down and check that out. Check in the news channel, there's a post about it there. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. This is it for this week. And until next time, I'll see you guys in space.